morning. Today we are going to be shifting gears just a little bit. We are going to do an oil change on this 2019 Kawasaki Teryx side by side. This is the two-seater model, 800cc, and that's what we've got on the agenda for this weekend. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. First off, I'm gonna start getting some of this mess out of the back end of this thing, get it all cleaned up. After we get done doing all the oil change and everything like that, I've got to actually take it and get it all cleaned up. It's pretty dirty right now from the last camping trip that I went on and scouting through.
There's just a little bit of a mess right now. These are my little water jugs to refill. That little swamp cooler, you can hear it running in the background. Out to the seat room. Keep that somewhere. Oh, Craftsman toolbox over there. I just got that thing not too awful long ago. We really put a lot of tools and stuff inside that thing.
That bolt down there, there's 4 of them. That's the slider bolt on the back. There's another one right back underneath there. Yeah, it's hard to get this thing adjusted, but there is one down there. You can kind of see where the slider is, a little bit of that bolt on the far left side. That one, and then there's 2 of them up here in the front. There's one right there, and then one just on the opposite. You got to pull this seat completely out. And I'll show you when I get that seat removed, but I got to remove those 4 bolts. They're all 12 millimeter. So I'll get those out, and then I'll show you what it looks like down underneath there. And that's where you actually fill your oil back up. And I'll show you underneath the side by side here in a little bit where the drain plug's at and what size bolt you use on that.
Pretty close to having everything cleaned out of the back of this. A few more deals to get out. Where the passenger seat is, sort of down inside there. I was elk hunting, taking this tent down. Use a tent to store all my extra gear in, so I don't make a huge mess in my trailer, so I've got a lot more room in there to move around, especially when I have other guests with me. I had my brother come up with me on my elk hunt and just make sure we had plenty of room inside the trailer for his gear. And use that tent to put all a bunch of overflow gear in there. I always take way more than I need for some reason. Don't know why I always do that, but I do.
Alright, the seat is removed. Well, all the bolts are out of it. I haven't taken it all the way out. And then this connector right here, you got to make sure that you pull this apart. This little clip right here, you'll find it right here. You got to push it in. I use a little tiny screwdriver to push that part in and then get this guy to come apart. When it's snapped in, you just push it in and then it'll come apart real easy for you. And then down inside there's a little rubber cover. I'm pointing at right there. It's down there by, just down below where those plugs are at. There's a little cover that you pull off, and that's how you get access to where you're put the oil into the machine. Everything's out of the bed now. I'm getting closer to getting her ready to get cleaned up and whatnot. Like all these little tie downs in here. When you put your gear in there, you can actually strap stuff down here on bumpy roads. It doesn't come flying up. When you're driving this thing, I got a half windshield in it, and the wind coming through helps keep the dust down, but you still get a lot of dust in there. My rifle, when it was on those racks, I had to put a dust cover over the top of it because it just was covered with dust. I forgot to do it on the first trip out when we were hunting, rifle hunting for elk. I had quite the mess of a gun. right up underneath here, there's that little circle, which is right here. There is a 17 millimeter bolt. That is your oil drain. So that's where the oil drain is right there where that circle is, just right up in there. I've already got it busted loose. I got my drain pan down here. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all that oil drained out of this machine. Now I just got to try to figure out where that oil filter is located at. I got the drain, the oil's draining out of the machine right now. So then I just got to take and figure out where that oil filter's at and get that guy drained out. I'm sure it's under there somewhere. I don't know if I have to remove part of a skid plate. I'll keep at it, and I will let you guys know. This kit that I bought off of eBay, oil change kit, it's Kawasaki. Here's the oil filter that comes with it. It comes with the new crush ring, crush washer for the drain plug. There's the drain plug, that 17 millimeter drain plug. Oil filter. And then this is the oil. It's 10W40 Kawasaki oil. This, I forget exactly. I'll let you guys know by the end of this video what I paid for this kit off of eBay. It was pretty reasonably priced though. That's why I went with that. All right, I'm gonna show you guys where the oil filter is located. Get the seat totally removed. There's the oil fill. And then this little rubber deal here. There's actually some little clips down here. I didn't even remove these. I actually just pulled up on it. Might have to redo where that little slit is, and then they go up on this little tab here. There's one on both sides. There's little notch outs for, I think these are fuel lines right here. That's what these guys are. And that goes back on, and then you just get this thing down out of your way. That rubber flapping helps keep, because there's a lot of dust that comes up from down underneath and gets into that engine compartment. It still gets dust into the engine compartment, but this flap cuts that down quite a bit. So you always want to make sure that's there. But I love these storage compartments on these two-seaters. Look at how big these things are. There's a towel down inside this one, but these things are big. I can store all kinds of gear down in there when you're out cruising around. There's one on both sides. This little tray here. I don't really use the tray too much for anything, but you got a power socket right over there, and then there's also one back here. Right there, you can kind of see it on the side of that. Let's go around over there and I'll show you. There you can see it. It's actually unplugged right now. I'm gonna take and fasten that back up. Try to keep as much dust out of that as possible. All right, now we'll go back down underneath and I'll show you exactly where that oil filter's at. Here's my oil drain. This little guard right here. Let's see if I can get a hold of it here. There's 4 bolts that hold that in place, and that opens up this area right here, and right up in there, there's the oil filter right there. So you got to remove those 4 bolts, and that little part of that plastic skid plate behind it, that's a metal one, and right here, right there in that circle, there's the drain plug right there. You can see it, 17 millimeter. So just got to get that oil filter out of there and get that thing changed out. I'm going to put some oil inside the oil filter before I put the new one up inside. That way it's got a little bit so it's not quite so dry when I initially start it up after it's got the new oil in it. It's not going to be perfect because it goes in at an angle, so you can't totally fill it all the way up. It would have been a lot better if it was straight up and down, but since it's on the diagonal like that. All right, that's what it looks like underneath here. Trying to give you guys a good idea of where everything's at on these. All right, now we have got all of the oil drained. We got the oil filter put back in place down underneath. We got that skid plate back in place. The oil drain pan's out from underneath there. Everything's buttoned up underneath. Now all we got to do is just put the oil inside the machine. And I will let you guys know exactly how much it actually takes when we're all done. This would be much easier if these were in quarts instead of this great big gallon jug. I've got a quart. There's still a little bit of oil that's left in here, but I'm going to take and actually fill this thing up out of that 1 gallon to get a little better control of actually filling this machine back up. This oil that's in here is still good, so I'm going to use this. I'm just going to clean this container out real well, and I'm going to put this oil inside and then put it back into this container when I'm done with the Kawasaki here. I think this was for a Honda that I was working on once before. That oil is new, real good looking oil. Just get this all drained out of here. Clean this bottle up a little bit too so I don't get any dust or anything down inside. Don't need any dirt dripping off of that container and getting down inside that engine or anything. Okay, I've got this thing filled up with approximately 1 quart, so I'll transfer that, put it down inside. All right, there's 1 quart going in, 2 quarts into it, and then check the level and see where we're at. Making a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. All right, this is approximately 2 quarts. When I get done filling it with this bottle, I'll check it, see where we're at. If it's mess here. Can. Messy job. You want to make sure that you screw that dipstick all the way down, bottom it out before you pull it back out and check the oil level. If you don't, you're not going to get an accurate reading. Looks like there's some oil on there, but I'm not real sure. That could just be residual from when I was adding oil to it. Try to put that in there without it touching anything. It's almost impossible to do. That time I got it down in there without touching anything. Yeah, I'm not even seeing anything on the stick yet, so we've still got more to go. Now we are going to put probably about a half of this quart inside of there. See where we're at after that. That should be about, where are we at? Nope, not quite. A little bit more. Okay, that's 2.5 there. Check that level again. See where we're at. Not telling just yet. Dang it. Nope, still nothing on the dipstick. It takes more than 2.5. This will be a full 3. 3. All right. That time, that was almost 3.5, and I'm almost about to right here on the dipstick right now. I don't know if you can see. Here's where the bottom low level is at. And then right here's the full, and I'm about right there. It's a little bit more, and we should have it right where it needs to be. All right, now let's see if this thing will start up for us. Took almost 4 quarts of oil. Pretty darn close to it. Excellent. Starts right up. It's running good. Beautiful. I'll check that oil one more time and make sure. Thank you for tuning into this video of changing this oil. Woo, it's hot out here. I'm sweating. But that is it. You've seen how everything comes apart. I just got to put that seat back in it, and there's no point in really showing that again. You see the way it comes out. It just goes in reverse of taking out. But then I want to thank you guys for tuning into my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like these videos if you do like my content. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.